The war with the upstart aliens was going well. Their fleet had been pushed back to outer edges of the system. It was no longer able to provide support to their forces trapped on the planet, nor would it be able to strike at our own fleet in orbit. The battle had been more costly than it should have been. The few ships had been larger than our own and more powerful, but our numbers had overwhelmed them. Data files recovered and decrypted had called referred to them as destroyers, a fit name for their singular purpose construction. As well as the space battle had gone, the same could not be said about the ground conflict currently raging across the surface. The aliens had set up a series of fortified zones when they first arrived. A system of bunkers and trenches scoured the ground. Fixed artillery was protected by shields strong enough to shrug close in orbital bombardment, and the air defences shot down any bomber that tried to make a pass. They would have to be taken on the ground, a task proving difficult. The aliens had frightening solid defence. Any charge who advanced was shelled by the fixed guns. What managed to make it to their lines was cut to shreds by their crew-served weapons and lines of infantry. I watched the screen from my ship as a series of these assaults were attempted and inevitably failed, when suddenly a massive troop carrier appeared in space in front of my ship. I watched as a flurry of dropships broke orbit and fell planetside. A few landed too close to the enemy lines and were obliterated by artillery fire, but enough made the landing. The Fighting Seventh had been deployed. A shame that a force this small called for the legendary Legion to be called upon. The battle soon turned in our favour. The first of the trenches were overwhelmed as the Seventh engaged them. The enemy was cowardly in the fact that they rigged traps within the bunkers they abandoned. Every step we took cost us dearly, but we were winning at last. Soon their Acropolis would fall to our might, and these upstarts would know that any system claimed by us belonged to us. Our forces massed and rushed the final defences when a single transmission was picked up from the aliens. "Men, these bastards want to fight. Well, we will give them one. It won't be long till our fleet gets some real reinforcements. I hear they are sending a battleship. But to see those beautiful beasts, we need to live long enough for the Navy to get off its ass and show up. Buckle up, Marines. The enemy will be in our trenches soon enough. When they do, fight like hell, and we'll see Earth again. Fix bayonets!" When our forces entered their trenches, we were set upon by demons. Up to this point, the humans had withdrawn before we took their positions, but now they were fighting us in close quarters. Even the artillery was firing dangerously close to the line. When their guns ran dry, they used them as spears, utilizing knives attached to the barrels. I was about to dismiss the last stand when an alarm sounded from my ship's proximity system. Enemy contact. I looked out the view screen of my ship and saw a truly horrifying sight. A massive warship, 4 times larger than the ones we fought before, appeared before me. This must be their battleship.